For almost 2,000 years, the Christian church has been waiting for their Redeemer to return. Throughout history, the believers in general have waited for the glorious coming of the Messiah. But what most today do not realize is that Satan is going to impersonate the second coming of Christ prior to its occurrence. I've prepared 2 series, one with 8 videos, the other with about 10 videos. And the first is called A Masterful Deception. That deals with the impersonation of the second coming by Lucifer in all the typology in the Old Testament, some of the typology in the Old Testament. Unmasking the Deception deals with the sanctuary service, and I reveal it even in the sanctuary service. It's absolutely beautiful. I address the rapture, the millennial rest of the earth, which many Christian teachers are teaching, which is not truth. The idea that Christ is going to come and reign from Jerusalem and earth at his second coming and stay here for 1,000 years is a deception that is primed to get Christians to accept Lucifer when he impersonates Christ's second coming. So this presentation addresses all of it: the Jubilee, the Jubilee rest of the earth, the Millennium on earth, the Rapture, the impersonation of the second coming, the second and third comings of Christ. Christ came to this, he's going to come to this earth 3 times is what the Bible says. The first time as a man, the second time in all of his glory to take the saints from heaven to earth, the third time coming back with the saints to destroy the wicked. All of this is brought out in the presentation from the stories of the Old Testament, as well as from the ceremonial system, the Levitical laws, the Day of Atonement, all of it. We go through all of it. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to show you some slides now, some of the thumbnails from the presentation itself. These are the 2 series. Number 1 is A Masterful Deception. Series number 2 is Unmasking the Deception. And we see here A Masterful Deception, the 3 comings of Christ, and the advent of the dragon. Part 1 is a warning. Let no man deceive you. In that one, I speak about deception, how it's a choice. You have to choose to be deceived. Okay, and there's something special that people are doing today that will lead them to be deceived. That's part 2B. Here it is. And we come to part 2C. Just look at the PowerPoint presentations. These are all different parts of it. And I do part 2A, B, C, and D because each one hinges on the one that comes prior to it. Then we have part 3A, which is the advent of the dragon. And this one, I deal with the actual impersonation itself in this presentation. In this series here, the first one, A Masterful Deception. Part 3B, right? Breaking the dragon. That deals with the millennium. Part 3C now, the dragon's lair. When Satan comes to the earth, the Bible shows us where he's going to come. And in this one, part 3C, I, by God's grace, reveal that to you. Then we come to Unmasking the Deception. We deal with the second Exodus. This Exodus story is a phenomenal story that gives a lot of information concerning both the first, second, and third comings of Christ. The second Exodus, here we go again. We see I deal with the plagues, the early time of trouble, the late time of trouble, the 7 last plagues, Michael standing up. It's all in the Exodus story in even more detail. Then from Ramses to Sukkoth, we look at Israel's journey out of Egypt, how it represents what's going to happen in the future in terms of Christ's second coming. We look at the third advent in part 2B, a mission of genocide. This is Israel's entrance into the land of Canaan. We look at Jericho as well. Jericho is a phenomenal. This is probably one of my favorite parts. I would say that my second favorite of all in the second series dealing with Unmasking the Deception. And then we look at 3A, the Millennial Jubilee Principle, and also 3B, the Millennial Symbolism. I mean, I'm telling you, it's quite phenomenal. I don't want to get into all of it, but there's a lot of information. Then I get into the sacrificial animals and the sanctuary and jubilee principle. We deal with the Day of Atonement, the three comings of Christ and the sacrificial animals in Leviticus 16, the counterfeit and the order of service. Deal with the impersonation of Christ, his second coming in the Day of Atonement itself, in the sacrificial system. And part 5C, I deal with the second and third comings of Christ and the rams on the Day of Atonement. A lot of information is given to us. God is blessed with a great deal of information. I thank you for subscribing. If you have not, please consider doing that. Hit the thumbs up as well. It gives the algorithm, it makes the algorithm like it, so it will share with other people who would be benefited by the same content. Don't forget to share with your friends and your families the information that you learn here. Pray that it continues to bless you. Continue watching. There's a lot more. But you'll see, I say it in the presentation, this is my last posting on the Rain Convocation channel until 2025. Like you see, it has about 19 parts. There's a lot of information to watch and rewatch and to learn. If something happens with the election that I feel like I need to speak about it, yeah, I'll put it in there. But God bless you. Continue to watch. And I'll see you, God's willing, or you'll see me next summer.